What's up everybody, how is everyone doing? So today I wanted to talk about the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and my personal opinions on the game. The game's been out for a couple of weeks now and I've played around 2 days worth of zombies and a day's worth of multiplayer and 4 hours of the campaign, which is a debate in itself, but I feel like I've got good enough of an understanding to give my opinion on all 3 parts of the new Modern Warfare. But just before we do, I want to make it clear that this has been recorded prior to the introduction of Season 1, so anything in the future updates could change my perspective on this. Alongside this, my review is coming from the perspective of a non-professional and therefore you don't have to worry, I'm not going to be complaining about TTKs and skill-based matchmaking the whole time. Anyway, let's start the review. So first up on the list is the campaign. Being part of the Modern Warfare remasters, we expect to see a bit of familiarity in what we've previously had in terms of writing towards the story and the general direction it takes, but this felt like one massively rushed piece of work. It's hard to even think about where to start with what was wrong with this campaign, but the primary problem I had was the length of the story. Now we all know that the Call of Duty franchise has short campaigns, normally averaging between 6 to 10 hours depending on how fast you push through it. But 4 hours? 4 hours worth of single player content is absolutely ridiculous, especially with the style of gameplay that Sledgehammer and Activision decided to go for in this story. Which leads me onto my second biggest gripe with the Modern Warfare campaign, the level design. Tell me why we have multiple missions in this campaign that non-linear semi-open world in the sense of you drop on one side of the map and your objective is to simply get to 2 spots and do something. And okay, I'd be alright with this if these were at least new and original maps, but some of these are literal copy and paste of old maps like the Verdansk Dam. Like, if you're going to bring back the dam from Verdansk, then you need to give me the whole of Verdansk in Warzone again at least. Just don't tease me like that, man. So overall, is it the worst campaign I played? Probably not, but it doesn't make it good. So with that in mind, the campaign gets a 4 out of 10 rating for me. Okay, so now that we've got the campaign out of the way, we can move into the good stuff in this game. And where best to start than the multiplayer itself. So this, in my opinion, is where the game starts to get better. Now I know there has been massive debates on Twitter regarding the game being good or the game being bad. Too much of this, too little of that. But in my opinion, this is the closest thing to a good multiplayer that we've had since Modern Warfare 2019. Now don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. But when I load up a game, I'm not going in there with a dread like I have been in the last couple of CODs. I mean, when I play Cold War and Modern Warfare 2, I spent all my multiplayer time in Nuketown or Shipment because I felt like I was doing nothing but grinding camos. But now with a mix of old and new maps available and an increased TTK, maybe a bit too much increased, but that's another story for another time, the game does feel better in my opinion, and whilst not perfect, it does enough for me. One of my only main criticisms so far, apart from the standard TTKs and skill-based matchmaking issues, is the weapon unlock system. Now, in previous CODs, we've had the simple unlock a weapon by getting to a certain level. And then, okay, it changed a bit. In Modern Warfare 2, it started going to a bit more complex system where we had to start unlocking weapons and then unlocking different weapons to unlock other weapons. That was bad enough and the community did not like it. So tell me why Call of Duty decided it would be a better idea this time to unlock weapons with the levels, that's fine. But then to unlock other weapons and kill streaks and attachments, you have to complete daily challenges. This is a massive problem that the community have pinpointed, and hopefully this does get changed in the future, but as of now, it has not. And that's why I can't get the multiplayer any higher than a 7 out of 10. Now finally, a new addition to the Modern Warfare franchise, and my personal favourite addition to any of the Call of Duties is the Zombies mode, also known in this as MWZ. There is a lot to cover in this new Zombies addition to the Modern Warfare franchise, especially with it not being a traditional round based mode that is all well known to the community. But one thing I can say is that whilst in my first few games I had my doubts, I will be the first to admit that after I got used to it, I really got into the swing of the new Outbreak/DMZ crossover of Zombies. Now, this doesn't mean that it's all sunshine and rainbows for the mode. It has been rife with glitches and problems that have really frustrated me at times, especially when the game would decide to crash when I've fully looted and it causes me to lose everything, including my sanity. I can't count how many times I cursed the developers when that happened. But with that being said, Sledgehammer have been very good with updating the community on the issues they're working on and moving quickly to fix the issues that have been found so far, which has shown to be a positive move from the community. Adding to this, I love the addition of various zones around the map, making you plan out your each and every move and decide how you set up to play your game. Will you be setting up to grind out challenges and camos in the low zones, or will you be rushing to power yourself up to take on the likes of tier 3 zombies and bosses like the Mega Abominations? This provides you with the opportunity to switch up your game each time and makes the most of this non-round based mode we have been given. Another important aspect to consider when it comes to the zombies is the Easter eggs within the game and the story they provide. The first Easter eggs we've seen are the addition of free perks within the game, meaning that completing small challenges like diving off the roof into a pool or sprinting up a massive flight of stairs provides players with the opportunity to achieve free perks and add to their dispensary, which within the game for me is a nice little addition. Alongside the free perk Easter eggs, we've been given the likes of the Blood Burner, a one-off soul-eating bike found in random locations across the tier 2 zone, and my personal favourite, the Companion Hellhounds, available to keep you company whilst running around taking down the undead. Good boy. But the main Easter egg, if you can really call it that, is the story mode. In my opinion, is still far from perfect. All I'm saying is you can tell that from the first 3 acts that we have been provided to complete are a little lackluster in my opinion, especially when you have to complete 3 acts worth of challenges, which for the average Joe is going to take quite a while to complete. You're only going to get 3 short cinematics, which don't really give us a lot so far. This shows me that Treyarch and Sledgehammer are under restrictions from Activision to withhold a lot to keep as future updates to go alongside future seasonal passes. So overall, I've had mixed feelings so far with this new Zombies mode, and whilst I have been enjoying my time spent in this new Zombies world so far, I think I can only be as generous as to give it an overall rating of 6 out of 10. Now don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed it, but there is still a long way to go with this game mode, and if you want to see a more in-depth analysis on the new Zombies, then I would actually recommend checking out none other than Mr. Ruffle Waffles himself and his honest MWZ review, which is over an hour long but covers every aspect of how this game works. The link will be in the description. But overall, I am enjoying the new game mode, and I'm hoping that in the future updates we will get to see some new and exciting additions added to Zombies. So with all aspects of the new Modern Warfare 3 scored and added together, that means that the overall score that Call of Duty gets from me is a 5.6 out of 10. Now whilst this might not seem like a great score at first glance, we do have to remember that the 4-hour campaign lets the rest of the game down massively in terms of overall score, and whilst it's been ranked just off a 6 out of 10, I am looking forward to the future of this game and the updates to come in the near future seasons. And judging from the active role Sledgehammer has taken up within the community so far, I believe that Modern Warfare 3 has the opportunity to cement its place in the Call of Duty franchise as a decent addition. With all this said, we have come to the end of today's review of the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and I hope you have enjoyed this different style of video, and if you have, it would mean a lot to me if you could leave a like and maybe even subscribe if you want to see more like this. Finally, if you have any opinions on what's been said today, then make sure to drop a comment on the video. But with that said, I hope you all have enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.